One, two, three.
I think we should also talk about the Resurgence. We've talked about all the other three teams. We've briefly talked about Kennedy and the Dojo, but very new look this season. You could argue that talent-wise, they are now the most talented team in the PWCS. You have Kennedy, longtime veteran, Durden, several years under his belt, been to Japan, getting looks from ROH, other places like that, and then, of course, Matt Fitchett, Davey Vega. Very talented team here. 1-1-1 after stage one. Is there a curse on the Resurgence? Do they have some sort of bad luck? Is it a Kennedy thing? I mean, he is a Kennedy. Is there some sort of bad luck mojo going on here?
Yeah. I don't think he takes over that lineage. Maybe he does. We should check with him after or before we get going on May 9th. But the Resurgence is a big question mark to me. They have the tools in place, but right now they're embroiled in things that are beyond their team, and I think that's going to hurt them. Kennedy's in a very personal situation right now. The Cobra Kai Dojo, it's very personal right now. There's only so much of that you can do and lose track of stuff. When you make things personal, you'll go overboard. You'll go over the edge. We have yet to see a disqualification of sorts, if you will, in the truest sense of we're going to throw you out of the ring, you're done. It's over. Mm-hmm. Could these teams be pushed over the edge and cause their teams more losses because they're so angry? I think that's more about where their focus is. Because if they were honestly about the team, if they were honestly together, they're not that far behind in the blacklist in terms of, hey, mano a mano, you line up that roster versus this roster, they can go. The Resurgence is close, but I don't think they're a team right now. I think it's less about bad luck and less about Kennedy's past or the Kennedy curse, and more about the fact that they're so embroiled in these personal journeys and personal battles that they're forgetting it's a team sport.
I think it reflects, before you speak, I'll just jump in here. I think it reflects in their record, too. Their one win is Jake Durden, who is focused on the competition. Their one loss is the Cobra Kai Dojo, who Davey Vega was distracted by Pierre with the clipboard, got it busted over his head. If he had just focused on the match, maybe the outcome would be different. The one tie, Carrington didn't show up till afterwards.
Right. That was Greg Jovi.
But it was Greg Jovi, who was another guy that Kennedy has a personal beef with. So it reflects in the record that the guy focused on the competition is the only one that picked up the win.
Okay, but I don't think it's a curse, because here's the thing. Season 1, you have Kennedy come in from retirement. He's a little rusty. And his team wasn't the best. He had Billy McNeil, who never showed, so he had to get rid of him. Brought in Rocket, brought in Durden, and the fourth man was always revolving and trying to figure out who was that fourth guy, and he couldn't get any traction. And that was a problem. Now, we have some traction now. Kennedy, he's a good leader. You have Durden, a powerhouse. You have the Cobra Kai Dojo is a very talented team, and they're sticking around. So we need to look at this season and see if the curse is going to break. Because the bad luck at stage 1 was Greg Jovi. That's not bad luck. That's just cheating. That's bad. That's dirty tactics.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it that way.
I will say this, though. I question your one comment. Is Kennedy a good leader? This team has not been good. And he's been the leader. He's been the face of it. I guess we'll find out here in stage 2. But that's a real question. I don't think he's a good leader.
I think there's some friendship among the team, which I think is important. We saw Kennedy and Durden come to the dojo's rescue when Alex Castle attacked him from behind. We saw they did a team promo together after the show for Reacts. There's some friendship there. Obviously, friendship does not equate to teamwork and leadership, but they have the basis there. Very similar to the Blacklist last season. They have the basis to build a good team if they just get their ducks in a row, I guess you could say. And maybe stage 2 they take care of that. They get these personal demons behind them, and then they can refocus and re-energize and look forward towards the cup.
My only concern with that is that they could very well go 0-3 because they're so focused on these personal battles that they come out of this one and they're way behind the 8 ball. These other teams, they're not that far behind. Let's just put it that way. It's a very close competition. I'm excited to see how it pans out, but every team has a problem right now. It's a matter of how they fix it and rebound here in stage 2.